Welcome to Gray Overload. I'm Anthony, and AMD had their announcement of their Zen 4 processors from the 16 core 7950X and then 7900X, as well as the 7700 and then the 7600. We're getting some Intel names here, the 7700K back in the day, but this is X. So it's slightly different here with AMD, but Intel, had that name as well. So names are being reused quite a bit in the compute industry here. But getting outside of that, AMD in their announcement did show off RDNA 3 too. I just want to touch on that. To me, I just took it. There wasn't much to show. They just said, "Here's RDNA 3." Didn't show frame rates or anything. So my takeaway is that uh, I I felt like they're trying to play the game with Nvidia, and they took some jabs at Intel, but I think Nvidia is going to do that as well. My whole thing was, hey, they were just like, you know what, we're still on schedule, and it's working, and we're going to leave it at that, because I think that there is NVIDIA has had the upper hand in basically every single launch, and they do a much better job than AMD has in the past at launching things in a way where it takes the steam away from the competitors. And I think that's what AMD is trying to gain back here with this release a little bit, is not have NVIDIA stomp on everything they do when they release their GPU. That's all I had. Uh, we'll wait and see. That's what I took from it. Now, on their GPU or on their CPU side, I felt like it was kind of a dud. While yes, we get Zen 4, Zen 4 looks like it's a nice improvement. It seems like it should have been out a little bit earlier based upon, kind of where Intel may get to, especially with Raptor Lake coming out here soon. My whole question is pricing, and why did AMD kind of price the products where they're at? They have 299 for their 6 core, and then it was their 8 core at 7700 X was what 399. So you head up, and then you did the 12 core and the 16 core are what the 12 core is the same price, and the 16 core is last gen 549, and then the 16 core is 699. So a little bit cheaper than last gen. So I'm interested where this is going. I would like to see the low end ones, the 6 and the 8 core, around $50 cheaper. And that's just because I think we're in a competing stage right now where Intel is going to get back in the game. Maybe AMD is trying to capitalize on it. Maybe AMD thinks that Intel's not going to get enough processors out so that they can have that edge of the market and continue their domination there. They did say that Intel is starting to make inroads in that market, but AMD seems to have kept their prices at a certain level because they're still selling out and still selling a lot of their processors. Even though they're in stock, they're still selling through them. So that points to me where AMD thinks that they still can have that upper hand in being able to sell them and not just have them sit on the market. But again, I would like to see another $50 off that. So that's where the disappointment was. Now, they did say it was 5.7 gigahertz on their top of the line SKUs for their boost clocks, which is a big jump here. And I'm starting to understand the differences in the architecture between Zen 4 and Zen 4C. They kind of mentioned that a little bit. Now, this is Zen 4. Zen 4C is going to be coming out, in especially their server products. And this is more of a, hey, we don't need the frequency, so let's kind of uh, collapse down the whole core, make it a little bit tighter so that we can get more cores into a design, which is pretty cool on being able to do that and being able to situate that so that you still have that same compute, but be able to scale up to many more cores. There's I'm interested more than just the gaming aspect of it. While I do like the game, I do write software, I do a lot of other things that require a lot higher core counts. So to me, it's a balancing act between getting it very quickly, uh, having high, single core speed for games or few cores high speed, and then also having enough cores to be able to compute and compile code efficiently, especially a lot of the larger compiles that I do. So, overall, I thought I'm glad that AMD is coming out with a new product. Hopefully that they get back to a more closer to a yearly launch. And we see, I guess we'll see Zen 4 3D here within the next 6 months or so. So that's going to be another product that I'm kind of looking at and seeing, okay, now where does it line up with Intel? And as I get closer to building a platform or building a new computer, I'm looking at which platform I want to go with. They did announce differences in their chipsets as well. So they said motherboards are going to be starting at about $125 and on up, and you have B650, B650 Extreme, you have X670 and X670 Extreme. And Extreme, both the 650 and the 670 are going to be PCI slots on the graphics card and the storage. So that is a good thing to know and a good thing that the differentiating. Hopefully that they this stack of motherboards from 125 all the way up to whatever it's going to be has a good range and good feature set across that range. So there's a lot there. They did say that the socket, which I was another interested in, is going to be until 2025 plus. I don't know what that means. That could be 2 generations, 3 CPUs, with Zen 4 3D plus Zen 5. I'd like to see a little bit more. Doing just one better than Intel is, while it's still better than Intel, it's still not great, right? You're not going above and beyond. And that's one thing I wish that these companies would start to do is go above and beyond. One thing you can go back in my videos and kind of see where I was at is I'd like to have seen that 6 core get down to that Ryzen 3, put the 8 core in at the Ryzen 5, put the 12 core at the Ryzen 7, and then the Ryzen 9 be that Halo product. I like to kind of break it out that way a little bit more, but AMD still hasn't gone down that way. I think that's a missed opportunity here, especially with what Intel's doing with their E-cores and performance cores. You can put a little bit different pressure on them as well. And then you actually release the full stack right off the bat just to see how things are, and then make like an Athlon or something be something else. So overall, it's another launch. AMD came up with another processor, and that's exciting. I like new things. You get your higher IPC 13% plus your clock speed around 29% increase according to AMD. We'll see where independent benchmarks kind of put them, but I'm excited for the new products, right? New products are always cool to me and something I always want to try out. Not that I can buy every new product that comes out, but it's something I would like to try out. On the other hand, though, I was kind of disappointed at how and when this is releasing and just the price points, right? That's kind of a little disappointment side. But you know what? I don't want to make this video too long. I think that you can go through and watch the AMD thing. I'll have more as more stuff comes out on this, along with Intel. Hopefully Intel's interesting. I want to get something out because I felt like it was interesting enough to watch. And I think Raptor Lake will also be something interesting to watch. But let me know what your thoughts are on this AMD release in the comments below. And until next time, I want to thank you guys all for watching and supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. Until next time, God bless, and for the like, share, and subscribe.